All right, guys, we up at our last one, last character criteria to be championship ready, and our goal here is really to emphasize this because this is so important. If any type of crack that's in your foundation, as a team, moving forward throughout the season. I mean, you could see this is like dripping water into a crack, man. It could just get wider and wider if you don't kind of rally this thing in quickly, right? And we're talking about number 8 is your niche or your role on the team. It's difficult. It's difficult, man, to get players bought in, to the niche or the thing that their coach or their team needs them to be, to have a complete team. To have a team that can run the table and get to that chip, right? It's get the kids to to lose that selfishness or lose that kind of abandon that type of dreams or some of the goals they have for themselves personally, for the team goals. That's really tough, right? So what you want to do is in that niche, you want to describe it like this: your role, right? It's not something you're giving up. It's a role that I accept and embrace as my own, right? Even if this niche is mine, right? It belongs to me. That's how you're going to empower your players. When you talk about giving them a role, big or small, it's like, this is yours. This is your responsibility. If you don't play this role, we do not succeed. Nobody succeeds. So you put that pressure on them, like, hey man, you're accountable to this. I mean, and all your captains is going, hey man, we need you to go all out right here. This is what we need from you to be successful. So an affirmation for that, a training affirmation that your kids need to repeat over and over again so it gets in their psyche is, it's not about what I can accomplish, but what we can contribute together that will make us champions. It's not about what I can accomplish, what I think I'm good at, what I think I can bring to the table, or my coach is not using me right because I could be doing this and do that. No. It's what we can contribute, right? And that we is talking about our niches and our roles on a team or in an organization, right? And once I commit and embrace to that as my own, then we all on that same path and that highway of becoming champions, right? So when you see a student athlete who's walking and embracing their niche and role, this is what it looks like. Right, they understand that accomplishing team goals build bridges for success and relationships. It builds bridges not now, right, but even later, because that's something I can trust. That I can look at that player's like, man, I remember, you could have been doing this, but you sacrificed, yourself for the team, and we won that championship. You're the type of guy that I need in my organization right now, on my job, on my Fortune 500 job, on my team. That it builds bridges to relationships, right? Those guys, they view selfishness as a form of eliminating successful experiences, right? So when you're selfish, this is what I mean right here. This is when a person who's embracing their niche, it's like, when I'm selfish, right, then I eliminate, if I'm selfish, that means I'm eliminating successful experiences. I'm kind of robbing that from myself, and I'm robbing that from my team. I don't want to be that guy. A person who's walking in that and embracing that role, they see selfishness as success's enemy. And they don't want to be a part of that, right? So, and another thing is, they understand that being a part of anything successful is historic, and it transforms many lives other than themselves. They looking at making history. That's bigger than anything to them. That's right. It's like, I'm about to make some history, and I'm about to be a part of something that's phenomenal, right? So they're excited about that. So that's what that looks like when you see a student athlete embracing their roles, and embracing their niche, right? So here's the 3 core character areas for niche training, for people, for kids, so they can embrace their role. Now, they need to let go of influences that tell you your talents are not valued. And that's friends and family chirping in your ear, right? And even teammates that's really checked out in the season is chirping, oh man, you could be doing more. I can't believe you sitting right here. Parents like, oh, they ain't using you right. You should be doing this and that, right? It's not about that, right? So you got to let those influences go. You got to let go of influences that discredit sacrifice. You the one out there playing. You tell your players, you're the one out there playing. You're the one out there sacrificing for your team. You're the one out there giving us that role that we need to be successful. So you got to let go all that outside noise that's discrediting your sacrifice. You got to let that go. And you got to let go of influences that put your goals before the team. See, if you would have played more, you would have got noticed more by this school. You would have got noticed more by the scouts, right? You would have had more film on tape. You got to let all of that go when it comes to embracing your role. Why? Because it's all about we. It's all about making history. It's all about that experience, right? That all of you guys collectively earned the right to be a part of. That's what a championship means. That a whole team and an organization earn the right to be a part of an historic experience. It's not about individual goals. Guys, okay, that's my 8. And I hope you learned a lot from that, and I hope you can start, you thought about those things, that we talked about earlier, and let's get to a wrap up. I got some other things to talk to you about. All right.